Alright, now we're going in with our salicylic acid treatment. We're not going to use too much with her because she's not very oily, and I did a pretty thorough cleanse, so I don't have to strip the skin too much with her. And we're not doing an aggressive peel on her today anyway. We're just using this to make sure that there's no real oil or anything before we put on the lactic acid. I want to make sure we get underneath the jaw here and the chin, and also the lip area. Pull your lip in. The essence of it here, being mindful of the crevices, obviously. Good, thank you. And then getting the eyebrow. Does that tingle a dash?
Just a little.
Okay. And this has alcohol in it, so it's a great stripper for oil and defatting the skin. I'm going to go in with our advanced lactic treatment. Often we'll put it in a little ramekin like this, but in this case, I'm actually just going to use a round cotton. It depends on the client, depends on what we're doing. In this case, I'm not trying to saturate the skin too much with lactic, because I can already tell like her skin is going to respond very quickly to everything from moving forward. So just a dash of lactic. This helps us test the client to really see and catch any possible reaction or sensitivity before we go in with the 35% glycolic. It's always about catching a mistake before it occurs by paying attention and being super aware and present during your treatment with your client, watching that skin for any deviation that could occur from erythema to edema, through pain tolerance and sensitivity, to any type of flinching with the client that could be just too reactive or too active, the product on the skin. So this is a great way to just always test and make sure that the client and the skin can handle the peel. So tell me when you start to feel that tingle a little.
I feel it just a little bit.
Okay, and this was about 10 drops, and we're just kind of pressing it into the skin a little like this. I'm going to add just a little bit more the lactic on the back side of the cotton, even though it's still a little saturated. And I'm going to rub it a little bit back and forth. Have them turn. Being mindful of the center of the face, it doesn't need always the same amount of exfoliation and product. So we're using most of the product always of all solutions more intensely on the outer perimeter of the face like this, or in the hairline like this. This area is typically more sensitive anyway, and we are always being mindful, especially right now with mask wearing, so we're paying attention to the chin a lot more these days, just to see if any kind of sensitivity is occurring from the abrasion of rubbing from the mask, which the acid can cause a little irritation with. So we're just making sure we're checking in. 0 to 10, what do you feel right now?
A 1?
A 1? Okay.
Yeah.
Which is usually higher, but because she's been using everything from us and doing treatments.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2?
Yeah,
okay.
maybe 2.
But you definitely feel something?
Yes.
Okay. Just gonna press, continue to press what's in the cotton into the skin. So we're getting a little erythema, about a 1. And you could see the elbow raising a little bit there. There's some here. Good job. So in this situation, I'm going to leave the lactic on. I'm not going to take it off. It is a 12% formula, 10% lactic, 2% glycolic. So sometimes we'll just rinse it or wipe it off with some water. And now I'm going to put our mask on right after the lactic always, because the lactic is obviously an exfoliant, but lactic is also a humectant, so it binds moisture to the skin, it plumps the skin. And now when I put the extreme hydration repair mask on, it's going to pull right into the skin and really plump the skin, repair the skin, neutralize or nourish the skin in the moment, instantly. And we just use a very little amount. It's very concentrated. So I'm talking like a pea-sized amount and maybe a little bit more. And it's going to instantly melt into the skin. And if there was a lot of activity on the client, putting this on right after will neutralize that activity. Because regardless of skin type or concern. And I'm going to use a little bit more because her skin is just thirsty. She'd be thirsty, girl.
Yes.
Everything feeling okay?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
I didn't think about it. I'm sure it works well as a lip balm.
Oh yeah. Good job. Okay, just feel your skin, touch it and see what you notice.
It just feels so much softer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Should be hydrated, girl. Plump. Very nice. So we're going to now just take damp 4x4s. Just kind of press some of that off. Most of it just instantly soaks in. This is really a remarkable product because what it does is it also just catches mistakes, little burns, like too much heat spots on the skin from acid. This will help to calm that down, but it also prevents that. Because the skin is hydrated, it's happy, and the cells it'll do a few things when the skin is hydrated. One, it will receive the acid, so it'll tolerate the acid more gently, in the sense that the client won't feel so much pain. But it also means when the skin is very hydrated, you may need more glycolic acid in the future when you apply it, because the skin is already filled up with water. So there's going to be less reaction and sensitivity for the client, and you're going to get more even penetration of the main acid. If the skin was dry or we didn't use this, when I apply the next item, it's going to just feel very sensitive and sensitizing to the client. And then also if it's super dry or dehydrated, the skin, you can get a chemical burn, you can get heat spots, or you can get the acid to penetrate in certain areas in a very unpredictable way, which then would cause pigmentation, especially on more Asian skin or darker skin. How is everything feeling?
Good.
Wow, your skin feels just yummy.
Mm-hmm.
It already looks like, if we just stop there,
here,
that's
yeah.
enough. So that would be like a little facial. Of course, we could do more masking and fluff and puff, but that would be the treatment for just a facial treatment. This is what we do on every single client, no matter what, whether it's a facial or a peel.